We're getting fancy schmancy with our video sharing, and we may have killed the live. If so, we'll reshare and everything. Get our audience back together.
Yeah, we definitely did.
All good. So that's why we do these things on Sundays. Work out the kinks.
I like a Sunday stream.
Okay, so stream one is a goner. Now let's go share this one.
I don't know what I did.
Yeah. The new stream is there. Sorry about that, y'all. When we were getting down the Zane Marks stream, we accidentally, went offline.
That's smart that as an operator.
Oh yeah, 100%.
E6. Speaking of E6, y'all want to talk about some LSU baseball?
Let's go.
LSU baseball is beating the shit out of everybody right now in the Baton Rouge region. They have not given up a run at a time where some of the big dogs in the sport are like losing. Number one overall seed Vanderbilt out. Let's see, Ole Miss was losing when I left the house. Georgia out. Florida out. Ole Miss did come back and win. Texas still alive, but in the losers bracket. That's the number 2 seed. Tennessee losing to Wake Forest right now. So, man, it's crazy. A lot of the big dogs in the sport are struggling, but one of the big dogs in the sport out in Baton Rouge is not struggling. LSU last year had a big problem. They couldn't pitch. Jay Johnson went into the portal, said, "Gotcha, boss." Got Anthony Ianson, got some other guys. LSU through 18 innings has not allowed a run and have been dominant. They're taking on Little Rock in the regional final. I don't want to spoil this or jinx this, but I think LSU is going to put belt to ass tonight on Little Rock, get them out of there without much drama. It's sure looking like the Tigers are going to the Super Regional. And look, it's the right time of the year to be playing your best ball, and it sure feels like LSU's starting to play their best ball right now.
I'm gonna let Jaro. Jaro's the resident baseball expert. I want to know a couple of things. First off, you nailed the weather stuff that we talked about on Wednesday. Second, did you nail the pitcher matchup that you anticipated, or did Jay Johnson go elsewhere?
I thought he wasn't going to throw one of his aces, but he did. So I did get that one wrong.
Henderson actually became the Division I strikeout leader last night as well. He's been, you can't actually do better from that year this season. He definitely determined the first round pick here coming up.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that he's a draft eligible sophomore. I was hoping that we could have another year of him, but yeah, he's going to be a top 5 pick. The LSU bats are coming to life after kind of snoozing off a little bit in Hoover. But there's the one thing, and this is what LSU needs. And I sent this to my uncle last night, or actually this afternoon, said, goal for the day. A, win. Okay, obviously goal number 1. Number 2, got to get Jared Jones going, man. Jared Jones has been in hibernation. He has not had a good regional. He's your best power hitter. For LSU to win the national championship, they got to get the Bear going. It just looks like he's in a bit of a rut right now. Hopefully today against Little Rock, he breaks out big.
What's the I know prior to coming on air, we talked about some money. What's that looking like today?
I haven't seen it posted yet.
We got some folks in the chat. Corey Bear said those fights looks like they were at the La Salette solid right there. And then Keck said, true story, Zane hit me up for money about a year ago because he knows he was close with me. That's you're not the only one there, Keck. There was he made the roundabout there and made about as many roundabouts as they have in Lafayette.
Still no line for LSU and Little Rock that I see.
So that Little Rock DBU game was today?
Yeah.
How bad was that?
Little Rock beat him, I think, 8-6? Okay. I can tell you this, Little Rock and DBU both don't have any pitching whatsoever left. I mean, they have Little Rock for one. I mean, they were under 500 coming in. They didn't have a whole lot to begin with. They've now played 4 games. They're going to be throwing a young guy, midweek guy, all of the above. LSU should be able to score a bunch. And you still got Zach Cowan, Kason Evans, Newt, Shores. I mean, you've got some dudes on your end. This shouldn't be any drama. LSU should, knock on wood, beat the crap out of these guys today.
Zach Cowan, is that the guy with one leg that used to wrestle?
I don't think so, Tim.
And the most was seen Corey there in the chat said they will have the blue boot cleats on, I believe. So that should be nice to see as well.
Dude, it is freaking crazy that like we have dudes. I know Tommy White's wearing them in pro ball, like a little old event that is not a little old event anymore because it's now a massive event. But like a little old event that was started to try to raise awareness and whatever is now literally going global. Freaking crazy, dude.
Well, speaking of
Freaking
that,
crazy.
speaking of that little old event, that big old event has is going to partner up with this little old podcast for a couple things. Talked to Mr. Darby Bourgeois last night. He was one of the parents on the baseball side that was staying in the same hotel and made for a phenomenal night. Darby is one of the most entertaining people in the world.
Yes, he is.
So he said that he ordered some new jerseys, that he was going to get us some jerseys to wear when we go live, everybody but Tommy, which I appreciated even more at that point.
Yeah.
So appreciate you guys, and we'll definitely support the Blue Boot Rodeo and the Blue Boot Foundation.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Corey, if you listen, you have to get us that commercial. I know you guys have a commercial that you run. We'll definitely run that on some of our stuff as well.
Absolutely. Hey, look, one thing that is driving me nuts watching the college baseball, bro, and maybe some of our baseball people could chime in.
Corey said he's going to send us a picture of the cleats. We could
Hell
check
yeah.
it out.
Hell yeah.
I forget this is touchscreen.
Let's as college catchers, can we please go back to crouching like normal again? Thank you.
Oh man.
I have seen more pass balls and wild pitches just because the dude is like laying down on the ground catching the ball to try to be comfortable, but you're not in an athletic position to block the ball. I'm watching Little Rock and Dallas Baptist today. Wild pitch after wild pitch after wild pitch. What I see? One leg crouch over and over and over again. I get it. It's more comfortable. But you know what's comfortable? Winning is comfortable. Blocking the ball is comfortable. Doing like we're seeing it right now. We just put on North Carolina, one leg crouch.
Why the hell were we watching sculpting videos?
We had on 60 Minutes.
I thought I got lost in it for a second. I can't lie.
I just saw lips being crafted by a knife. I'm like, what are we
But
doing?
speaking of which,
Man.
I remember I had a buddy, Will Dorr, that played catcher at Solid Foods, and he used to always complain about basically living in that stance. Like he used to have to block balls constantly. And I remember that was his main gripe, was always having to stay in that position because he's like he wants to get there because it's more comfortable, but he's like, dude, I can't block.
No, you can't. You're not athletic enough to move.
And now ever since he said that, I pay attention to that more often. It's pretty wild.
So offering zero to the conversation right here. If you are watching we are currently watching North Carolina and Oklahoma. This is what is this? A go home game for this is it.
This is a go home game for Oklahoma. North Carolina has 2 shots.
This is one of the reasons that I love North Carolina. Aside from the history, the people, the players, the coaches on the basketball side, mostly freaking uniform.
Yeah, it's nice.
It was a sick.
That's nice. Gorgeous. Text he
North
sent.
Carolina.
They're wrong. Oh, get out of here.
You're a Dookie?
Yeah, we didn't even reach that.
You a
that
choke
side
artist.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
That's
Put-
literally-
Throw that picture in one of the notes and I can pull it up. And not in the
Sure will.
live.
Sure will.
So I've learned if you are so again, we're gonna crap on Tommy. Tommy is a green text guy, and we have to alter everything that we do. So instead of having notes for our shows and the iPhone notes that we can easily share, we gotta go Google. So, but it's worked out because if you send something to your phone, it automatically pops up on the desktop app that we get to share information pretty easily.
Yeah, freaking Android bot over here. This to the Google Keep. So does it make me like I also am a North Carolina guy, but hearing Botto come on the phone earlier and all, bro, Florida laws, but at least I still got North Carolina. Does it make me a heel if I'm like low key kind of hoping North Carolina gets bounced so my guy has nothing to be happy about?
Yeah, it does. But that's what we talked about again on Wednesday. Do you, Jaro? I don't know if you had a chance to listen to the episode. I think you were gone by that time. If you have an opinion and somebody else that you dislike heavily has the same opinion, do you alter that opinion?
Yes,
That's where I'm at.
100%.
Damn it, I don't know what I
adds to the plot.
I don't
Case
know
you could
what I
upload it
just
from your
did
phone,
here,
bro.
but like all my notes went away. Like where did they go? I uploaded it to
Oh, I
the
got it.
notes. Yeah,
Okay.
let's say I just don't know where my notes went on here.
I can't help you with that. Hey, Casey, today we played, and I'm not going to mention names because I don't want to give this dude any credit.
Well, I know who it is now.
No, you don't. There's a guy out of Baton Rouge. This guy we knew we were heavy favorites coming in. It was a 6th grade side. They had barely beat a 5th grade team on Saturday. And this guy came in with this ego the size of Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Like just staring us down and whatnot. And he looked like a infomercial Sean Austin.
Oh God.
And I don't know if he decided, hey, look, this guy looks like a twerp. I'm gonna try to pick on him or whatever. Well, I never shut up ever, so I'm chirping back. And I probably said a bad word.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
he got these dogging me for that. These are kids. I said, damn.
Oh, that's not a bad word. I promise you,
I said-
kids are saying worse than that.
And all I said was, hey, it's 11 o'clock on a Sunday. Shouldn't you be in church right now?
I was also kind of upset you didn't pick up my trip to Mordor comment.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. T-Bob would be
I don't
very
watch
upset.
any of that.
Just got the LSU line. -4.5 for LSU is -660. So there's no betting value in betting on LSU at all.
What about the numbers? What about the score?
Over under 15.5. I think LSU might get pretty close to that just on their own. But the problem is I don't think Little Rock's scoring at all. So I'm kind of nervous. I am going to go ahead and take the over, but I'm a little nervous about that.
So Corey sent us the picture of the blue boot cleats. These are freaking nice.
Yeah, they
I'm about to pull it up.
There they are. That is extremely nice. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Last year, 2 years ago, whenever the boys were wearing them during the national championship season, like it would give me the free sauce seeing that.
Absolutely.
I'm just seeing the straight at Thomas in the chat too. I do always hated Jaro. I'd rather be a Dookie than like Flaw. I'd be myself that.
I disagree.
That's the standard, bro. You can get into a whole conversation about that.
So you should be seeing right now the blue boot cleats that
That's
are going to
nice,
be
man.
that's going to be worn tonight, I assume.
That's nice.
Hey, look, man, you get the LSU game preview right here. Not only the knowledge of Casey Gisclair and Jacob Gyro, but you're getting the preview of these
Those are
freaking.
actually being worn by Tommy and Gavin in the pro.
So that's the
That's even
pros.
better.
That's good stuff. Let's do that.
Corey, you need to make some golf shoes, bro.
Ooh, I would wear those.
You make these into golf shoes. See, we could see this. Okay, now I know what I'm doing. Now I won't get us.
Now
off
you're
the
not going
line.
to get the live.
All right. And
So-
we're still here.
Look, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you guys this. I mean, it's so super early, but LSU the best team in the country right now? I tend to think they are.
100%.
I think they're playing like it.
Especially if the bats.
Oh, whoa, a little Traca over here. We got a little fighting going on. North Carolina and Oklahoma, a little jawing.
Casey, so I know you've been home the last 3 days watching every college baseball game that there is.
Obsessively, yes.
I haven't. So you're gonna school me right here. Any upsets? Any crazy endings?
Oh, yeah.
Anything? Let's talk a little bit about that.
We had that crazy situation that I shared on Facebook Friday with the catcher sliding into home and getting ejected from the game at Oregon. Did you see that?
I did not.
It's bullshit.
That
isn't
was
it?
bullshit.
I'm gonna make some notes. I'm gonna go watch all this stuff.
I think
Yeah.
it was you actually seen that.
Yeah.
Posted about it, and I was like, you've seen that more and more often. I mean, you can't stand in the guy's way. I don't understand that rule. I'm not.
And that's the thing. It's like I think they enforced the rule right. It's just a stupid rule, right? Oregon went 2-Q. Number 1 overall seed Vanderbilt. Adios. They're out. Everybody's kind of struggling, honestly, except LSU and Arkansas. Everybody that's supposed to be something has kind of limped around a little bit. LSU and Arkansas flexed their muscles. Tennessee's flexed their muscles, but they're losing right now to Wake Forest. So it has been kind of interesting. There have been some upsets. Here's the thing that stands out to me, and this is going to be a soapbox. Tommy's going to enjoy this. We are in a society right now where more people are playing college baseball than ever before, but there's a shorter draft for one, and there's NIL money, so they're not going pro out of high school. Why doesn't anybody have any pitchers? Like everybody's on a travel team now. Everybody's pitching since they're 3 months old, out of the womb, throwing noonies, playing coach pitch. Why does no one have pitchers? Most of the teams in the tournament that I've been watching this weekend were out of pitching after one game. Then you got one dude. You got one dude and a closer. That's it. And I'm over here bitching all year long because LSU's got two dudes that are starters, two dudes out of the pen, four. And I'm saying, well, four, that ain't going to be enough. Shit, they got more than everybody else. No one has any pitching. And I just don't understand. If we're in a society now in college baseball where everybody plays college baseball, where are the arms? Oh, bro, they all throw 103 miles an hour. Butch Terrio told me, and Butch wants to come on this show when we get our phone situated. Butch Terrio told me, I don't give a rat's ass how fast you throw ball four. And that's what we're seeing. The dudes could throw hard, but they can't locate. And that's the problem that I'm seeing right now nationwide. Huge problem. Nobody has any pitching.
Is that a travel baseball issue? Are they arms fatigue that pitchers
I don't
are
know.
developing? That's really the only thing that really comes to mind. On that.
I have no idea. And that was a troll, by the way, by that Oklahoma guy. He deserved to get his ass kicked. You saw that?
Hey, speaking of, before this was Friday, my wife's cousin came in and we started talking about, man, I don't know if it's LSU Shreveport, LSU Alexandria.
Shreveport.
That is amazing.
Yeah, 59-0. Like, just didn't lose to anybody.
How does that happen?
You just dominate everybody. Unbelievable. It's crazy.
And it's not just winning games.
Crushing.
Winning by 10 in the World Series, in the playoffs, or whatever they run.
That's unbelievable. And I bet you some of those dudes are going to be wearing the other purple and gold.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know how that hasn't been picked up by more national media, because that's an amazing run.
You know what's really cool is that finally, after years and years of people complaining, we're going to give those dudes 4 years of eligibility at the 4-year school. So the JUCO guys now, you're going for 2 years, and you transfer over. You're not a junior. And that's what would happen to a lot of these dudes. They would play 2 years at like Delgado, transfer to like Tulane. Then like by the time you get used to where you're at, you're a senior and you're out. Now they're going to be coming in as freshmen. And I think that's going to be a game changer, man. Like a dude at LSU Eunice, LSU Shreveport, they're going to transfer to the bigger schools and have 4 full years. That's going to be huge in every sport. Can you imagine LSU getting a JUCO wide receiver? Demetrius Byrd, when he came in years ago. Can you imagine if you'd have came in as a true freshman?
Zach Bettenberger.
Dude, that would have been game changing. Cam Newton was a JUCO guy. Like, that's game changing for the sport. It's going to be huge going forward.
So for baseball, correct me if I'm wrong, there's a required amount of college time.
So you either go pro out of high school or you got to stay 3 years unless you're 21 when you're a sophomore. If you're 21 and you're a sophomore, you could go after a sophomore.
See, that's a pretty neat rule, because if you got those guys coming in from the JUCO, they may be that age and they'll be able to go make some money.
Yeah.
But for football, that's game changing.
100%.
Big time stuff. But basketball is not gonna. I mean, I don't know about the JUCOs in basketball. There's not really that many JUCO folks that hit that mark, that one and done mark anyway.
He was just hit a home run, tied it up 1-1. So, we all agree LSU's going to beat Little Rock tonight, get out of there, and go to next weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be in
you would
trouble.
like to see them walk in, take care of it handily, and walk out and get the leg back.
Casey, is anybody alive in the Bayou Sports pick'em with Vanderbilt going out?
I don't think so, because I think just about everybody had Vanderbilt. So, Nick, we might not be making any hoodies, bub. I might be giving out a wristband.
So Casey ran a poll or I guess a prediction on Bayou Sports Facebook, asking folks to predict the 8 teams that will be in Omaha, and there was a number of folks that participated, and I think Vanderbilt was a pretty heavy favorite in there.
See, this guy here doesn't have Vanderbilt, but he has Clemson, who's out. So Jacob Vanderbilt's out. Ryder Vanderbilt's out. I think we're already to the point where everybody is eliminated.
Saving some money, bro.
Let's see. Derek Adams. He got Alabama. They're out. He didn't have Vanderbilt. Everybody but Alabama for him is still in. Murda, Vanderbilt out. Yeah, ain't nobody winning a hoodie.
Vanderbilt messed everybody up.
Everybody up.
So Corey said he could get golf shoes, he could get flip flops done. I'm in for both of those. I need to work on my sock tan.
You know what would be cool? Thinking about on the golf side. Okay, driver cover. I'm visioning a blue boot driver cover. That'd be cool as hell, man. Now I don't know how the hell you would make that. Now, that's a completely different vendor.
We actually saw some pretty cool driver covers at Oakmont this weekend.
There was a driver cover with Donald Trump's face on it, with the hair sticking out. So that's pretty neat.
So if okay, I was actually wondering. So here's what I do. And on the weekends, I really don't do a whole lot. It's kind of my time off. And I was just laying around watching college baseball. The games had ended. Didn't feel like playing video games. Didn't have nothing on Netflix that was, rubbing me the right way. So I was thinking to myself after looking at all y'all Flash like recaps and everything in the group chats last night, if the Flash were to ever someday have a mascot, what would it be?
A lightning bolt.
But like a lightning bolt that walks around.
Like
Like
a lightning bolt.
that's what I'm saying. Like how would we? We're gonna have to get AI to make that
Let's do it now.
because I want to see what. I mean, I know what
ChatGPT and AI King. Right there.
I know what like the Saints mascot is. I know the King Cake baby.
Saints mascot. Who is it? Sir Saint?
Yes.
Sir Saint. Yeah,
Overrated.
I agree. The dog that used to get the teas should have become the mascot.
Gumbo was the- No pun intended. Gumbo was a dog.
No pun intended.
Create what you think would be a
Yeah, 'cause I don't see him dancing.
what it would be like a mascot.
Yeah, mascot. For a lightning bolt.
I'm gonna get an image.
Devin said our mascot should be a hammer. I wasn't gonna say it, but
I'm curious to see. I literally like this is what I do. I don't have a life. I literally was laying in bed like, wow, wonder what it would be.
You
Like,
need. I'm gonna school you on Chat GPT.
I got it. I got it on here. I could show you. I was asking Chat GPT last night to make me a diet plan, all sorts of stuff.
That's what I do when I'm bored.
But I don't know why I didn't think to to do this.
Did you see the Chat GPT Simpsons version of the Flash Kids?
I sure did. That was really cool.
That got some good
I
publicity.
said that was really cool. I don't know who made that. You made that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I think it was right here. So if you're not using Chat GPT, you're really missing out. So all I did was uploaded those 4 pictures, and then we stood last night and tried to figure out who was who. And Casey, you know what? Shout out Tyra Smith. I did not know his skill set.
Oh, dude, he's been a genius since we were like 6 years old. He's the same age as me. Tyrus and I went to school together our whole lives.
I'm not showing this video on here, but I'm going to show you. He sent us a video of him winning a dancing contest after like a warrior dash type of event. I didn't realize he was the guy for alumni that shaved. There you go.
You see, that's really cool.
I like that.
I mean, it is kind of Blue Devilish. Bado's going to say that it's kind of Dukish, but
it's kind of a rip-off of the Flash itself, so you might have some issues with that too, but that's pretty cool.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Like, Nick would definitely shoot half-court shots against that guy. This week, by the way,
yes.
that some bitch is not getting out of it. He got out of it last week. This week, I'm going to kidnap him and bring him to the Cutoff Youth Center. He owes me 3 half-court shots, and he better make one of them. He said that he would take the deal that he would shoot 3 half-court shots. If he makes one, he wins like $2 million. If he misses all 3, he goes to prison for 3 years. He swears he's making the first shot.
No way.
Speaking on his defense, that dude's probably shot more backwards half-court shots than anyone I've ever seen.
Yeah, but he can't do any in practice. Exactly.
He can't do it
When
under pressure.
When the lights are on, goes off.
I'm willing to bet he ain't even going to hit the rim on any of these shots.
So, I like this chubby dude. So anyway, what I was getting at with Tyrus, I didn't realize he was the alumni guy that shaved his chest there.
Yeah.
I didn't give him enough respect.
Tyrus and me played biddy, and we were the 2 kids that were bench warmers, and we're sitting down talking to each other the whole time.
So his kids are a lot better than him.
Right.
All right. So we got a question in the chat. And we just look at this point, we're just kind of messing around. We're actually going to call Tommy on the Google Voice line to see if that works.
Okay, cool.
What do you think about a basketball team losing in pool play so they're in a lower bracket so they have a better chance of winning that bracket? Or should they play an elite bracket for a tougher experience, speaking from experience? That's some sandbagging, man.
Well, I'm the dude who was trying to get you to lose a game on purpose once. So
Yeah, but that's not – so this is a different question. So think about it like this. So if you have – say you have 4 brackets of 3 teams, so you have 12 teams altogether. And then those brackets – those pools, if you win first place, you win a platinum bracket. If you win second place, you're in a gold bracket. If you win Third place, you're in a silver bracket. So you're not even going to see those other teams. What we did, we were still facing the same teams. We just wanted a better draw.
We wanted a better. Okay, I got you.
So what Jolie's asking is those folks that should be in that platinum bracket tanking games to get in those lower tier brackets to not have as rough of a road.
Good question. My thoughts are, I think that you should try to challenge your kids as best as possible, because I think we got a big problem in society of kids who are not challenged, winning rings, thinking that they're way better than they are, getting entitled, and by the time they get to high school, getting a culture shock of, oh my God, I actually have to work to win. Like, this isn't fun. I quit. So I think that you should challenge your kids at a younger age and try to get beat up a little bit. It's okay to lose and that's what this is for. Now, having said that, I'm the dude who was once asked to join a bowling league in Homa when I worked in Homa, and they said, "Oh, well, you got to roll 10 games first. We'll go get your handicap." And I tanked those 10 games on purpose so that my handicap could be the shits. So that whenever I bowled my 160, it ended up being like a 400. So maybe I'm the wrong sleazebag to be asking about this.
So I think if you are blessed with an elite level team, don't try to get out of it. Yeah. I've been lucky enough to have some really good teams, specifically over the last 8 years or so.
We're gonna still get them in second. He might have done it on purpose.
Play your caliber, man. I could look. I'm creative enough to go and we like to play about 30 games in the summer. We could probably go 29-1 or 28-2, whatever that may be. But how much better are you going to get? Right now, I'm looking. Like this weekend, we didn't have to go to that tournament. There were the top 3 teams in the state on the 8th grade side in that tournament. They had more teams, and when the schedule came out, folks backed out. I'm not getting out of that. I want to play those top level teams, because when you play those next level, the bottom level teams, you destroy them because you play at a different level.
It is a big problem today in our youth, and I saw this with my brother's child growing up. I see these with Abby's too growing up. When kids are challenged and they lose for the first time, their instinct is not, all right, let me bust ass, I'm gonna get you the next time. It's, all right, let's go and play another sport, or like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, and that's a big problem. There are very few now that still kind of have that animal in them that, like, when we lose, I want you the next time. I remember vividly, and it's very telling, because the kid's now an all-state basketball player at Vanderbilt. I remember vividly driving Jaden Coleman to a flash game in the Ilario Center, and we lost to, I don't remember the team, it's 10 years ago now, but we lost to a team, and on the way home, Jaden's not talking. And I'm like, all right, dude, like, what's good? Like, are you car sick? Are you not feeling good? He said, Uncle Case, I'm mad. I want to play that team again. And very few kids have that dog anymore. Jaden has always had it. That's why, as I said, an all-state basketball player now. I want the kid to be knocked down and knocked on his ass and taste his own blood a little bit, because whenever he's older, he knows how to compete.
I'm 1,000% with you on there. Today we lost. We beat the team on Saturday, and we lost to the team on Sunday. And again, I talked about this earlier. We didn't hit free throws, and we did not hit layups when it really needed to happen. We closed the game extremely well. We were prepared in our late game situations, and after the game, I've been with a lot of these girls. We only had 7. I've been with 6 out of those 7. One of them for 13 years, and the other one was probably for 6 or 7. And they were waiting for me to go off. Like, I saw it in their face. And I said, "There's nothing else we could have done." We played with 5. We rotated 5 in the last game. And I said, there's goals to this. Get better, have some fun, and play at a high level. I said, we accomplished all 3 of those goals. I have one of them. Like, my point guard was a dog, bro. Kinsley Terrebonne, shout out. She was crying. Why was she crying? Probably not because we lost, but I could tell it bothered. A leg injury, Adam on the floor.
You love to see it.
Leighton Full of Love. And look, let me shout out Leighton Full of Love. She had a terrible Saturday. There was every game on that schedule switched except for our 8 o'clock game, because the coach who was running the tournament would play his team, and he only had his kids in the morning. So for whatever reason, the furthest team has to go to Hammond at 8 o'clock in the morning. We played terribly. But as the game went on, we got better. We woke up. Layton had a rough day, and her dad gave it to her all night long. She came in today. What she had, Jacob, 6 threes in that last game. She was on
She had
fire.
3 in a row.
And you could tell she was having a freaking blast. She ran down the court one time. We ran a double stagger screen to get her open. She nailed the three, came down. She had a big smile on her face. I got the free song right now talking about it. I said, man, girls, it's just a damn good day of basketball. Some days your shots just don't go in. I'm not sitting here ripping you. That's not what I want to do right now.
That kind of goes back to the main point, though. Like, all those girls are battle tested.
Yep.
Like, all those years of y'all playing together, like, they're prepared for that moment. Like, they make the right basketball play because they've been there. That's just the difference.
Yeah. So, quick funny story. So, we got 2 parents that got ejected today for probably the right things. And one of the other referee that wasn't in the conversations with the parents, it came over to our girls, and it was so the guy I found out was he works at the juvenile detention center, and he said, "Girls, don't let that affect you. Like, just keep playing your game. You're playing well." And I said, "Look, ref, we've gone through this a good bit. They're battle tested. None of that's affecting them at all." And we went on and we closed out really good. And you got a team, and shout out to them. They played well today. They made shots, and
They started on an 8-0 run, and yeah, we were fighting back the whole time. They played very well. So
we got 5 kids. They got 15, and they held the ball for 6 minutes. And I was perfectly fine with that. We stayed out of foul trouble. We stayed fresh. We were ready at the end of the game. I didn't quite understand that, but obviously they won, so it was the right move.
Here's the thing, and I've been asked this question a lot. I've been knowing Kathy Luke a long time, 15 years now. I've been asked a million times, how's that going to work at South Lafourche? Because people know she's old school, man. Ain't going to be no phones in the locker room. She's old school. She's going to hold those kids accountable, all that good stuff. Well, the stuff that they're doing right now to the girls, getting them seasoned, getting them battle tested, is why it's going to work. They're going to be able to handle coaching. They're going to be able to handle criticism when the opponent, Vanderbilt or whoever, goes on a 10-0 run and Kathy has to call a timeout. Those kids ain't going to be crying, looking into the stands, wanting to play a different sport. They're going to be battle tested. And it's the same thing that Keegan's got right now, because Coleman and Terrence Petrie and Meathead and all these guys, Bo Georges, all these guys, they grew up the same way playing basketball in those ranks and playing in rowdy environments and playing against TPR and Biddy and getting their ass kicked and getting bloodied up. You remember at Lisa Park, Terrence getting his face busted up and saying he had rocks in his mouth or whatever it was. Pebbles in his mouth, whatever it was.
Brooke still tells that story to today. Mom, it feels like pebbles.
I mean, that's what, like, those kids grew up, and then the old cliche with coaches now is drinking from the water hose. But they got busted in their ass early in their career. So now when it happens, it ain't a big deal to them. They just keep fighting.
Yeah, so last night I had a few adult beverages in me, and we're talking about kids making the transition to high school and me feeding the beast that I'm not a part of anymore. So I'm going to be just coaching private school kids from here on out. Public address right there.
Fair enough.
You got a private school kid, you need some coaching, holla at me.
Fair enough.
Salty.
Look, very
sorry.
cool.
I had a pina colada for lunch today. Hey, Tom, I had a Peroni for lunch today. Yeah, probably should have had a few more. But
hey, look, we got to cover this too. We do know the NBA Finals teams. We've got Indiana. We've got Oklahoma City. We've got the small markets. Nick was actually talking about this in our group chat last night. Oklahoma City, I think, is better than Indiana, yeah. And they are a huge betting favorite, minus 750. But the Pacers get better shots than anybody because they got an old school point guard in Halliburton who just penetrates, kicks, gets the ball where he wants it to get. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a better series than what people think. Because, dude, Indiana, all they've done in the postseason just showed up and just beat everybody, man. Like, what was the old Al Snow from the Bruce Pritchard? Hey, why don't you, not Al Snow, Bob Holly, why don't you give me the belt? Like, that's what Indiana's saying right now. Why don't you just give me the belt?
I think there's going to be a really good series. I was pretty pumped up last night whenever I saw the score. I made me a little bit of money on that, Casey.
Hey.
I like the 2 small markets going to battle. I think it's going to be something different. And like I said on Wednesday, got an opportunity for some hardcore NBA fans that are going to watch the finals no matter what, be introduced to some new folks, and usher that new generation of NBA talent and stars. So I came in midway through Knicks Pacers series, maybe a little bit more midway, whenever the Thunder had already clinched their spot in the finals. And you guys convinced me, man, the Thunder is going to roll over whoever it is. And now we're talking a little bit different. I think we got a little more respect for the Pacers.
Yep.
But the way the way those games are gonna be called is gonna determine who's gonna win that. Because you've taught me the Thunder flail and flop everywhere, and the Pacers are in your face,
Yep.
chest to chest. They're not backing down. I learned something this weekend over the last 2 days. A smart team. I talk about good and great a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A great team will see how the officials are calling in that first 2 minutes and adjust. A good team will get in constant foul trouble.
And bitch and complain.
I found that out today, and I was on both ends of those spectrums. I got a new team and an old battle-tested team, and that was a big difference in the results and how we played today.
Yeah, very well said.
On Saturday, you could run a Mack truck through the middle of the lane and nothing's called, but today, when you sneeze on somebody, it's a technical foul.
Gyro, they are wanting a word count right now from you. So go ahead and chime in. What do you think of the finals, dude? What you got?
That's all.
A word count.
Giving me flack in the chat.
If you can't take our chat's heat, you might not want to come here.
To be honest, but kind of like we spoke before, I believe, I forgot what episode this was. But this is a great series just for the game of basketball in general. It's two very young teams. Thunder play extremely hard. They're not as deep as the Thunder. And the Thunder is just basically, I think, they're too talented as far as that goes. So I'm calling it 6.
Thunder in 6.
Maybe.
I'll go.
Because Shea, as they're calling it online, free throw merchant. And as the way it's going, it's probably going to continue that way, especially since he just took the MVP, because they're going to try to take care of him. So I'm expecting him to probably shoot at least 8 to 10 a game, and they're going to win 6.
He's going to win MVP. We didn't talk about this Wednesday, because it hadn't happened yet. Zion's getting accused of some pretty big boy stuff.
I believe it's not Ryan Mills. So
Let's pause that. I don't want to talk about that with this picture that's on the screen right now. So John Wells and Brad Wells are big Tom fans of our show. Brad's listening right now. So they were hearing our chat about the Flash logo, and this is what I was sent. So quick story here. This is Sawyer Wells, who's now going into his junior year.
That's Sawyer. So Sawyer's going to his senior year.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought that was Brady for a second.
No, so that's Sawyer. So Sawyer went through, and this happened at my house. Was at the time I was coaching Sawyer year round, so very close to home. Sawyer had an accident at my house on a scooter and found out that he had kidney problems, and he's going through that. He battled through, and obviously he's 100% fine today. But they do hero dress ups at school, and Sawyer Wells dressed up as a hero, and just so happened to be, if you see the goatee in the picture and the glasses, that's me. I always thought that was pretty cool, but they said that should be the Flash mascot. I'm 100%.
Hell yeah.
100% with that.
Now, I tell you what, if we do Sawyer now and spray paint and goatee on him, it'd be an intimidating as hell mascot. Rafe Plaisance came on play-by-play last week, and he said, yeah, I thought I was the meanest offensive lineman ever, but until I coached Sawyer. And now we have a new first.
I'll tell you what, Sawyer, not a very good golf player.
No.
I did see him standing in the middle of the pond on 17 the other day.
Yeah.
And I was just huge.
No, you were getting your ball out of the pond.
I wasn't going to say
Wait. Sawyer was standing in a pond?
Yeah, like it was dry. And I was like, Sawyer, what are you doing?
Oh, okay.
And
So
he was like, I'm just grabbing balls from right here, collecting. I'm like, all right, I was wondering. And yeah, that was good stuff. But he, shout out him as well. I've been hearing nothing but good stuff. And if you hear Rafe say that he's the meanest that he's ever coached, that's saying a lot. Because I remember watching him when I was younger, and that dude he was mean. He was aggressive. And for him to say that about Sawyer says a lot. And looking forward to seeing that.
They are in a very exciting position. They are very optimistic about their hopes. Let's see.
Sawyer's listening alone.
Is he?
Right now, he said that I'm lying about his golf game. Sorry, please prove me wrong that you were not in the middle of the pond. If you're in the middle of the pond, you're not a very good golfer. You fit in right in with us.
I could tell you this weekend in Baton Rouge, I believe it was, Terrence, Baby J, Jarvis, Andravian Hughes, Josh Mack, like they all went to this football camp and got all sorts of accolades, and the line play is going to be good. Obviously, the play calling with BJ, they're going to run a crazy, diverse off. It's going to be a fun football season. We cannot wait.
I saw Terrence had an interview.
Yeah. He, Baby J, and Dre and Josh Mack all got like some media day pub.
Is that invite to the camp they received as well?
I think so. Yeah, I think something like that. That's what's up.
Hey, so appreciate everybody sticking around. We are going to test and tune something real quick, and we're going to need some help. We're going to try another method of phone calls. And Tommy, if you're listening, I'm about to call you, bro. I know we set it up already.
Look at these baseball scores: 17-12, 11-9. So nobody got pitching, bro.
Let us know in the chat if you could hear Tommy as we call
7-7 in the fifth.
Oh, I got the non-lawyer number from Tommy.
Oh, so we're calling this is the off hours line.
It automatically made me call 444444.
It might be another lawyer who picks up.
I don't know why Tommy hangs out with us. See, we're not hearing.
Are you screen mirroring?
No, we're I'm gonna be hearing anything.
Yeah, I don't hear that. You should be on the line.
Let me see if I'm missing something here. Oh, I think I did that. Hold on, Tommy.
Hey, Matt, you with us?
Hey, Tommy, can you hear us? Hey.
Now here's the kicker. Now, all right, so now we got to get the big test of time is, can you guys listening hear Tommy? That's the big $1 million question.
Tommy, give us a rundown. And I know you probably were a few Peronis deep, but tell us about the main event last night. That's what we want to hear about. I'm with you.
And Tommy, by the way, I saw your comment asking me where the football camp was. It was in River Ridge.
So
you may have just hung up.
I'm messing around with some settings trying to figure this out.
Tommy, are you with us?
You back?
Okay. Oh yeah. So we Damien cut you off after I said River Ridge. Oh, were you guys doing like some reconnaissance, scouting mission, recruiting mission, anything like that? A lot of people from down the bayou have been pulled to River Ridge for elite football competition in years past.
Hey, Tommy, hold on 1 second. I'm trying one more switch. I want to disconnect.
I actually agree with Tommy, by the way. I'm giving him
a hard time. Can you still hear us?
I can definitely hear you.
It's on the freaking Google side. Let me try this. Just y'all can keep going. But real quick, if y'all are in the chat, we are troubleshooting right now. Feel free to shoot us some stuff, make fun of Gyro, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, that's the reason why we're going live today. Working some bugs out with our phone line system. Tommy, we were just. Tell us about your thoughts on the finals, dude. Oklahoma City and Indiana. It's kind of like a 1 seed in March Madness facing like a 7 seed in the finals. It feels like the Thunder are big time favorites, but I think the Pacers are playing well coming in. Who do you think is going to get the leg up there?
So as much as it pains me to say it, I don't see it happening for Indiana beating Florida. I would love it, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's like too many excuses.
Reach.
Man.
Yeah, Sam Presti. They still got 1,050,000 draft picks left, and yeah, they're going to dominate everybody for the next 10 years.
I don't see how people have come and complained about the big three trading for this and making a big squad. They've done it through trades, draft picks, and built a pretty successful squad. And SGA, as much as people don't like him, you can sit there and watch some of this film. His fadeaway and the general control of the game and the ball tempo is absolutely great. Like he deserved it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Over Jokic?
Dude,
No, he
dude,
didn't.
He averaged like 33 and like 11.
Would you have been saying this when Harden averaged 36 and 11? But he did it. Oh yeah, it's different whenever it's Harden doing it. Okay, yeah. One guy lives at the free throw line, but it's different when Harden does.
Who wanted that year?
Russell Westbrook.
Didn't he average a triple-double? It's been like that. They tend to not give out 2 or 3 in a row. I think what this
It's
has been
bullshit
like
though. Like, why can't you win it too? And I'm not arguing with you. I'm arguing with the voters now. Like, why can't you win it 2 or 3 times in a row?
That's pretty much the standard now because if we look at it that way, LeBron should have a big more.
I'm with you on that. LeBron should have won more of them. Shaquille O'Neal should have won more of them. Like, what? Steve Nash won a bunch of them. Like, what are we doing?
That's the only thing I could agree with. I believe it was Nick Wright that was arguing something. Nick Wright was arguing something about
how many even heard that
was given to him because he was like a novelty or something like that. Whenever it should have been Kobe, I believe.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's kind of just been the trend for a long time. Probably just typical committee of old heads that can't really get over this stuff.
Councilor Bado. Yeah, Zion, say what's going on with him, man? If you were to represent him, should we be worried or no?
Considering who the players have been discovered to be that batches, crazy, on-card,
I thought it was someone else this time. He said I was inebriated. Yeah, I tend to agree with you. I do, but like we talked about in our group text, is that this is strike 4 now for Zion. I mean, he's been in some really dumb situations before. Like it, at the very absolute least, my boy's got to grow up, man. Like, what are we doing? We're always having to deal with this nonsense with him. Maybe post some dancing videos on Fridays.
Those are great, actually.
Stay under 300. Are they hearing Tommy right now?
No, but look, the chat's one thing, the text is another. So, because I'm asking folks if they could hear Obviously, the chat can't hear. We're still working on it. But got a comment from Murda saying Jaro's beard on the live is a turban away from this. I can't say the rest of this, but
So what?
we don't have our normal lights up. So he's kinning Jaro to a turban wearing Arab.
All right, fair enough. Okay.
And they're also saying that Jaro does not know how to use a microphone.
Speaking of Gyro's achievements right now, that Osama bin Laden documentary,
I didn't care for it. I watched a little bit of it, and I got kind of.
We went from my guy not talking a lot to comparing him to fucking Osama bin Laden in the stretch of 20 minutes. Fair enough. Tommy, I saw that they announced the new cover guys for NCAA 26. What are some things you hope to see in the next game?
Just change one setting. I'm hoping this works.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Right. Okay. Yeah,
More
I like that.
there's a million option offenses. Tommy, by the way, Murda is saying that he can't hear you. We're working on the audio, the quality of it, but you are being heard, so just be careful.
No more talk of explosions.
Hold on.
And confirm.
I don't think that they're saying you're echoing, dude. I think they're just saying that it just kind of sounds a little muffled.
So now you're coming through the PA system at Solid Foods, which is great. I mean,
Yep, we're good with that.
Can you give us a lunch menu for the week? Tyrus. So Tyrus said this is more intriguing than when my grandma was talking to her friends about me and French. Let me tell you something, bro. If you shave your chest hair into some French words, I'm here for it.
Yes.
I didn't realize. I must have missed that. You must. Oh, there we go.
Someone's trolling you?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Who that is?
The Snapchat that I received, and I'm not sure if you remember that you sent it, Mike was very positive towards me. And I appreciate that. Hey, look, you let somebody stay at your house for a couple of days, you form a bond.
Tommy, what's the baseball schedule this week?
Are we taking score or are we not taking score?
Uh-oh. For what? Oh.
Let me try to hear this.
Why do you hate travel balls so much? Why do you hate travel balls so much?
That's bad.
Yeah. It sounds like you're a little muffled. At least we could kind of sort of hear you. We are going to record all this and post it later. So I mean, we're going to get Tommy's stuff to the interwebs at some point. Counselor, got any Not keeping score. Is there like a rule where like if you score 4 runs in an inning, the inning's over or anything like that? All right, fair enough. Hey, who's going to trade for Giannis? Saving pitches. Who's going to trade for Giannis this offseason, Tommy? Hey, you don't know why they would want Giannis?
Name a couple of reasons. It's like all their young core, basically.
Sengun, Jalen Green.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope you want to pair them with
Yeah.
one of the two and put both of those guys on there and have the value of the team.
Yeah, if you got Giannis, Van Vliet, and Dylan Brooks, and that's it, you ain't winning. So what's the point, right?
I don't know. I have Doug McDermott, Dylan Brooks. Who else?
Doug McDermott,
Zach Edey.
Edey, yeah.
Wait till we release our teams.
If I lose that, I am going to resign and not be part of this anymore. Like I get popularity.
So I need to
contests,
be
right?
nice.
Like there is no way that I should. Tommy, come on, man. I know we agree sometimes, we don't agree other times, dude. Like my team's way better, right? Come on, man.
Soderbergh. I took your draft strategy from the mock draft.
Thank you. So like Nick spun a wheel, whatever team it landed on, we had to pick one player off of that team, but we couldn't double down on positions. So like whatever we had that was available, but my guy used his first round pick on Doug McDermott.
As everybody should.
He could have gotten Sabonis. He could have got whoever.
Oh, I had to look at the roster. We got a chance to look at the roster, but it came back because in the second game,
I got crushed.
Yeah, I had to play nice to Casey in the second game.
Yeah, no, it wasn't good in the second game for sure. I think I won the basketball thing. I didn't win this. He did.
I'm not happy with that. No, he did.
He 100% did.
Even when I was watching, I was like, I don't think he did that.
But here's the thing that you guys don't want to stop whining and crying about. The first part of the question was he revitalized and won the slam dunk competition in like 2000 or whatever the year was. That's like the other stuff is irrelevant. It's obviously Vince Carter.
No. No. He threw that. That was a legit.
Yeah, it was legit.
Because he said the year is what threw us off. She said it, but Barkley said it. It was just way back.
But y'all are getting caught up in semantics.
Nah,
we all
me and
know,
Tommy get caught up in details. Nah,
we all know who revitalized the dunk contest. It was Vince Carter. That's like if I say, hey, here's the guy who's the best player in the history of basketball. He played for the Bulls and he wore number 25. And you guys say somebody other than Michael Jordan. Y'all know it's Michael fucking Jordan. I just got the number wrong.
bro.
Can we get him off the line?
Absolutely. Easy. No, that's not what he said. But regardless.
Yeah, that's not at all what I said. But I do appreciate your willingness to fight for what you believe in. That's why you're our attorney, Mr.
Vado. We're doing everything right. We just there's something we're missing.
One wire short. That's the story of our life.
Always. All right.
Tommy,
Yeah. At least we fixed the echo.
Be good, brother. Yep.
We're almost ending the podcast.
Again. We're working through that.
We're gonna figure that out eventually.
Yeah, we're gonna troubleshoot that. We're gonna maybe test some things out while not live. That's the problem. We can't troubleshoot much whenever we're like got a live audience going on.
I guess we could just go to like YouTube where we don't have many viewers or whatnot. But
like we were speaking earlier, Battle Tech.
yeah, we'll figure out. Look, our audience stays. We still got some people watching.
We will be ready for bracket play.
We're gonna have a whole new team. You ever heard of Doritos guacamole chips?
No, that sounds good.
I'm about to get them.
I have you guys had and then y'all were poo-pooing on the big sunflower seeds the other day, but have y'all had the Big's bacon? Real good.
Oh yeah,
real,
those
real
are
good.
phenomenal.
Yeah, real.
Speaking of, before you leave, take some of those Chinook
Yes, I do need to do that.
because my mouth is destroyed after our sunflower conversation.
I do need to do that. And we do need to wrap up because
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta
some
go
LSU
and
stuff,
get some
man.
LSU because Mo man ain't gonna know how to put the game on if I'm not there. So
I got a good shower, probably a low tier shower in my future,
yeah,
and I want to sit and watch the game as well.
that's what's up. Yeah, look, for us saying, yeah, we'll be on 20, 25 minutes. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
like 2.5 hours.
We're an
in.
hour on the third block.
But that's all good. We hope everybody enjoyed. We will be back Wednesday. I ain't got nothing to do this week. So we will be back Wednesday. We should have Mr. Bear back. Mr. Gyro, we appreciate you taking some bullets for Nick today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
100%.
I told Gyro the first time he gets behind the mic, it ain't easy.
Yeah.
It ain't easy.
Wasn't as bad as I thought. Took a little bit. But
You might want to review the chat. Review the chat. Go back to the drawing board.
It's all some trolls, bro.
Yeah, but that's our life.
So the first, this is something that people tell me this all the time, and I'm gonna end up talking until 8:30 and then miss the first 3 innings, and LSU will be winning 30-0 by the time I get home. But I remember someone told me one time, said, because I actually at the grocery store, and usually I let this stuff just roll off, like, hey, whatever. But I had somebody say, you don't work, you talk about sports. Okay, bet, that's cool. So my challenge to all those people who think that, because there are some people who think that if you're not physically laboring every day, you're not working, come and talk and be entertaining for 2 hours every single fucking day. That's 10 hours that I have to entertain and not be monotonous and not have the same guest over and over again and not have you guys falling asleep at the wheel when you're driving to lunch every day. Come and try to do that, because here's the thing that I've learned. Everybody thinks they have something to say, and then by the time they get done saying it, they look at their watch and 2 minutes have passed.
Yep.
Well, you got an hour and 58 more to go, Bubba. So just wanted to go ahead and get that off of my chest.
You are 1,000% correct, Casey. And the only reason that I'm even 10% of what you are, and I might even give myself 10%, 5%.
25%,
Nah.
35%.
No, it's because you allow me to go on the radio every Friday, and then we've done those podcasts back in 2017, 2018, or whatever, that we got a chance to kind of cut our teeth. And I talk shit, and that's what I like to do.
No doubt.
Look, if you're talking about non-laboring jobs not being an actual job, I haven't worked ever.
Neither me.
Whatever.
Been retired since I was 18. Whatevs, man.
Yeah, I don't know. But like kind of what you were speaking to, just KLEB every day, like those 2 hours that you and Kali are on, like that's work.
Yeah, it's work. I gotta deal with Colin for 2 hours.
5 times a week.
5 times a week. And he's not even the biggest troll in the building. Buddy's there too.
He does get some shots in unnoticed.
Yeah.
So yes. Thank you.
But that's
Finally
not-
some people
but
understand.
That's not a bad pairing to work with every day, though. I'll give you that.
No, 100%. We love what we do there. We love what we do here. We're gonna keep doing it for everybody and more.
I just got me some game snacks.
Let's go.
Yeah, shout out Walmart delivery.
Oh, they coming here?
Oh yeah.
Let's go, champ.
Yep.
All right, for Jacob to my right, Damien to my left, this is Casey. Go Tigers. Little Rock, you ain't got a chance. You're about ready to get beat up on. We'll be back on Wednesday. Y'all take care.
And we are done.